Some stuff and you guys some of the stuff in Kyoto. And one thing I would let's just say that before my PC, before my PC, let's see, before my PC decided to go getting the issue again on me. Let's just say that let's see, I have to download the picture. I need to download the picture. Yeah, I forgot to download the picture. What a very nice economy actually. I'm pretty sure I sent it to myself. Did I not send to myself? Yeah, why is it on the junk view? I sent it to myself and it goes all the way to junk view. It's not junk. It's not junk. This is the picture that I want. Alright. So let's download this picture. First thing first, let's decide. What kind of spicy noodle do you guys want me doing? Actually, I got 2 spicy noodles on my hand. Okay, let's see. Quite a small video, right? You guys can see this. Alright. First thing first, you guys. So I like you guys to say when you look at my YouTube channel. Which kind of spicy noodle do you guys want me to try? Actually, I eat the one on the left before. I have not eaten the one on the right. Technically, the left one is pretty spicy though. Another copy of Xiao. Do you call someone Henzo? Actually, one is soba, yakisoba. The one on the left is yakisoba. On the one on the right is tantan man. It's like I'm not sure. So I eat yakisoba or so I eat tantan man. Both are pretty spicy. The funny thing is that tantan man apparently is like got a level 1 to 5, and I can just use. But for the yakisoba, basically you need to add the powder as a garnishing. So there is two type of how to say that there is like two type of tutorial. You use the music for a lead bit lower so that you guys can hear my voice. All right. Basically there is the one on the left is the yakisoba, and the one on the right is tantan man, and both apparently seem spicy. I had no idea how spicy or not though for the tantan man. I never eat that one, but the yakisoba is definitely spicy. It's not unbearable spicy. It's just that maybe for normal person they might say it's spicy, but I tried it. It's definitely spicy, but I find it alright though. In fact, I find it more delicious than I think. So maybe, which one should I try? I will let you guys decide. Let's leave this for now. Another thing I've just to share to you guys about funny thing is that, there is a lot of nice food in Japan though. Like especially at my area from in. Like right now, there is a lot of nice food. Let's see. Let me but at the same time, there are some few weird food. I guess it's like, let me show you guys some of the food that I've been eating for just to show you guys that I don't always cook. I think some of you guys might think that I always tend to cook, which is not true. Let's see. Like this, you guys. In case you guys are wondering, Hanshin Tiger is one of the baseball team in Japan and is very well known. I mean, I used to work in I won't say which place, because if I say the place, I will definitely get out. So I will just say that I worked in one place before, in Osaka once, and the whole of the co-worker that I know is that they are into baseball. Even the girls are also into baseball. And the first thing, if you come to, especially in Osaka, from what I know is that in Japan, if you say the word tigers, it's basically they are most of the time you hear the word tigers in, especially in Osaka or any other place in Japan. Most might be referring to the baseball team in Japan. I mean, it's one of the popular team in Japan, and even I tend to know about them, although I don't really watch baseball, but it's one of the teams that I know in Japan. So if anyone asks me about any team in Japan for baseball, I will just say the only one I know is Tiger. Even if there is others, the only thing I can think of is Tiger. And apparently I still understand why they call it this yakisoba sandwich with the Tiger brand on it. It's like, did they endorse it or did they cook it? I had no idea. But to me, when I taste it, it's just like a normal yakisoba bun. That is kind of not too. I wonder if the funny thing is that the salt contained in it is high, but it doesn't taste salty. Like, I not sure about you guys, but normally when I cook yakisoba, I always find it weird is that sometimes when I go out to the street and eat the street food, the yakisoba tastes nice, and there is a distinct taste on the yakisoba. When I cook, my taste definitely not the yakisoba from how you normally get from the street food, but I can definitely ensure that most of the time when I cook my yakisoba, it's always tasty. There is a taste to it. But when I eat this, I feel like I'm giving a food review about this sandwich. It's like, if anyone asks me, is this delicious, I will just say that, nah. It's like, not, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not even tasty at all. But if anything, I will just say that it's in the middle. I will definitely give it a 4 out of 10, a 4 out of 10 score. I'm not saying it's that bad. It's just that it doesn't have a very yakisoba taste to it. I just don't taste the yakisoba much. Like when you eat yakisoba in Japan, there is definitely yakisoba taste to it, but I don't taste much. It's kind of tastes a little bland for my taste, for my opinion. All these things is that I can't find it. I can't, even if there is a yakisoba taste to it, that it's just very subtle to the point that I can't say it's yakisoba sandwich though. I'm not sure is it because the Hanshin Tiger prefer blend yakisoba or something. I do not know, but I don't hate it, but I don't really. If anyone asks me to go and eat it again, unless people offer it to me for free, I will definitely eat it. If I get it my own, sorry, no thanks. I'm not gonna waste my money on this. I mean, like, there are times when I go around, look around to buy other stuff, and it's just for me to taste out, to have a taste, to see how good is it or how bad is it. Like, sometimes when there is a crossover of the drinks, like, sorry if the drink look tilted. It was not tilted on my end. I don't know why the picture is tilted on here. I do not understand why the picture is tilted. Anyway, let's see whether I can. Yeah, I can't change it. But anyway, this is actually one of the it's a frappuccino. In Japan we call it frappe. I don't understand why they call it frappe for short, but in Singapore or any other country, it's definitely the full word frappuccino. But I can assure you guys that basically in Japan they call it frappe. Frappe. I'm not trying to pronounce it as a French person, even though I'm wearing like a hat that it seems like a French, but I definitely not from France. Anyway, I mean like this kind of drink, right? I will say it's kind of funny is that sometimes in Friendly Mart they have very nice frappuccino. The frappuccino. If anyone asks me about the Friendly Mart in Japan, how is the frappuccino as compared to the Starbucks frappuccino? I will definitely prefer the Starbucks frappuccino because I do time to time go and buy the matcha one and the hojicha one. The matcha one is still my go-to Starbucks frappuccino, but if I kind of want to go on a little bit of budget, the frappuccino that you get on Starbucks, the big one, that costs around 600 yen. This one just cost me around 300 yen. It's half the price at a slightly cheaper price. So that's the reason why if I really want a frappuccino and I do not want to spend too much money, I'll definitely go to Friendly Mart because it's much cheaper. And there are times when they actually got kind of like crossover. Like for this case, it's actually more like what they call it, a crossover with a chocolate bar apparently. And this one is a white chocolate, and there is a chocolate version one. I tried this one. I find it seems like a normal cookie and cream frappuccino that you can find almost anywhere. If anyone asks me to make a frappuccino on my end, I can make one, but I do not have a blender. Alright, I used to make a lot of frappuccino back at my home when I got a blender back. And if anyone asks me, why don't you go and buy just buy a freaking blender? It's cheap. Oh, for goodness sake! When you make a frappuccino, it's just not the blender itself. You have to think of you have to have the syrup for it. You have to have some chemical to make the drink and the ice. How to say that? Make the ice kind of like don't stay in the liquid form, but at the same time still have the ice moment. So it's like you guys sometimes when you guys see like there is a lot when we add a lot of stuff in Starbucks you see there whereas this add that those are different ingredients to make the ice blend and doesn't even make it into something like make the ice stay the form. So there is a chemical on I can't remember what was the syrup for it, but basically just to make the ice stay in a liquid form, but not in the liquid form. It's like basically the consistence of frappuccino. So you need to make you have to either you get it yourself, it costs quite a little bit expensive because it already come in big bottles, or you have or you can make your own one, but basically I prefer making milkshake instead. So normally at home I just ice cream in a put in some, pour some milk and then just shake the freaking shaker, and it's still also a milkshake. I mean, even if you don't have a blender, just get a shaker, put some ice cream, put some cream, a little bit of cream, put a bit of sugar or sugar syrup, better is that sugar syrup. If you got maple syrup, also that is also fine. I prefer maple syrup if possible. And then you put some milk. Yeah, you put milk, you put ice cream, basically all these three, and then you just shake it. Just shake as much you can. You do not need ice. If you want to have ice, it's alright. You just put one or two into it and then just shake it. It will definitely much you just the ice will just help to beat up the ice cream and then mix it with the milk. That's all. But most of the time I prefer not to add ice because I just want milk. Just add cold milk, add ice cream, and then once you shake everything up, yep, that's a very nice milkshake already. But I would definitely find this one not bad. But if anyone asks me whether do I like to keep on buying Frappuccino, it depends. Because you guys have to understand is that one Frappuccino when it comes to healthiness, right? There are times because one Frappuccino can have around 400 calorie for a small one to maybe 500-600 calorie for the big one, and I don't really like to eat. Normally, I don't really eat anything when I drink this. So basically, like if I drink this one, it did indicate around 376 calorie, and I think it was around there, or 300 to 400 calorie. I can't remember what's the exact amount, but it got around that amount of calorie, and it basically is a meal for me. I'm not sure about anyone eating other stuff or not, but personally, if you ask me, this is good enough as a drink for me. I mean, there are times like when seriously, why can't all the picture go straight? Even though I take it straight. Oh my goodness. Anyway, like basically, sorry if the picture decided to slanted down. I mean, for some reason it just yeah, it just automatically tilted to the side though. Can I rotate it? Rotate. Yeah. Oh, I can rotate it. Oh goodness. And if that's the case, let's rotate this one. Yeah, basically if you guys want to take a look, yeah, this is the one that I drink in a normal way. And yeah, this is one of the drink that I go time to time get it. And then there is this, the peach tea. So you call it, yeah, peach tea. I find it weird at times, like this one apparently they say is a limited edition, drink, and I feel like it's a marketing. I feel like this is like a marketing issue or marketing trying to tell people that it's just only a moment, but and they say that it's using white peach and yellow peach. The first thing when I drink this, right, like I got this, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it just to have a taste. What is the difference? Just because it's called peach tea and then it got white peach and yellow peach, and when I drink it, it's still a peach tea. Like seriously, it's just a freaking peach tea. I do not know about other people saying like this. Amazon, it got the distinct taste of white peach and yellow peach. Oh, for goodness sake! I drink this. It still tastes like a normal peach tea to me. I drink the usual peach tea in the past before. I know how a peach tea tastes like, and when I try this, I feel like this is just a marketing scheme, just saying that it's a peach tea with yellow and white peach, and when I taste it, it's like I don't feel the difference though. It's still like the freaking same peach tea that I tend to drink time to time. I definitely don't feel any different about this. I can't see the difference. I don't understand the difference. I don't see the difference, and I would just say that it just tastes like a peach tea to me. I feel like it's just a scam. I feel like it's just a scam about this tea. I do not know what kind of difference is there, but I'll just definitely say that it doesn't taste much different in my case though. It's like when I drink it, it's like I seriously don't feel any different about the peach tea. But anyway, as for the actually, should I eat or not? Or should I keep off the diet? What noodles should I eat? かな食べるかな食べないのかな Should I eat? Should I not eat? Normally I do eat, but at the same time it seems so late. Maybe let's just not eat anything for now. Oh yeah, just in case you guys want to know, that in the case, let me download this picture from that I sent to my PC. ちょっと待ってや。あれれ。Oh my goodness, I have to log into my own. Like seriously. I need to download. I'm gonna show you guys something nice that in Kyoto, like it's basically in Kyoto right now. I'm not sure about other part of Japan, but definitely I think I told about this one to other people. I have showed to other people. Oh, 黄門山看咩好笑啲 I'm gonna show you guys on YouTube some of the picture that I took in Kyoto. Just to let you guys have a look. You're doing great. Oh, that's good to know. If you got you're doing great, that's a very good thing to know. Alright, let's see. Let me download and then okay, right now it's still summer in Kyoto. Right now it's still summer in Kyoto. Have I eaten? Yes, I have eaten well. Don't worry. Even okay, you guys see this picture? Hydrated. Yes, I'm having my water next to me just in case. I have water next to me. Don't worry. I mean, like I got one freaking jar next to me. You know. You guys might not see. Maybe I should take a photo of the jar so that you guys might understand that when I always do podcasts or when I talk, it's like there is one jar next to me. Like this filter jar is always next to me. Maybe I'll show you guys next time. Yeah, basically you guys see right now in Kyoto. Okay, what happened was that it's kind of funny is that this year the weather was kind of weird. There was this year, actually more like last year at the end of last year. And the start of this year, the weather was very weird in Kyoto area. So basically what happened was that it was, I think I told a lot of people that it was snowing in Kyoto at the time. And then when it reached March, it was still very cold. The temperature in Japan, not just in Kyoto, it was the overall Japan, it was still very cold. And for apparently some weird reason, for unknown weird reason, when it reached the Sakura season in April, the weather kind of like suddenly became hot and it became cold, and then it became hot and it became cold, and it's kind of weird because the sakura bloomed very nicely. The sakura did bloom very nicely, and then the leaves start growing out. And the funny thing is that some of the maple tree, normally they only turn into red leaf during the autumn season. And the autumn season in Kyoto is always around November. It's always around November. It is either October earliest, but always, no matter what, it's always November in Kyoto. I have stayed in Japan in Kyoto for 5 years. It always happened more of the time in November. this year for some weird reason, some maple tree in Kyoto decided to turn red in May, in April and May, and I was actually most of the maple tree was actually this photo was taken in April. For some reason, if anyone decided to come to Kyoto just to just to watch the maple leaf, yeah, there is already there's already have red leaf in Kyoto for some weird reason, and this is a photo that I just take. Let me show you guys some other photos that you guys can see. Like, you just take a look at this tree, guys. Look at just how red is this maple tree. It's so red that is, you guys can see is the all the other tree in the surrounding is already, you guys can already see is like in other place all the other tree is already green in color. It's basically showing summer mood already. It's not even summer in Japan, but the weather in Japan right now in Japan is really in summer mode. And because it's in somehow summer mode, oh, you gotta go, okay, have a nice evening. I mean, it's like it's going to be in summer mode. When this maple leaf grew up the leaf at that time during the sakura season, the sakura flower drop down, the leaves grow out, and it normally should be green in color. But apparently when the for some reason the temperature went weird, and during that moment the temperature dropped down. It dropped down back. So it's basically it was hot, where the tree will normally understand that it should drop out the sakura flower and then you start growing the leaf. But during that moment, the temperature dropped down during that for that short moment, and a lot of the maple tree, the maple leaf got confused, or not the tree got confused, or I'm not sure what. I'm not complaining, just in case you guys want to know. I'm not complaining about it, but I find it very beautiful. To be honest, I find the tree very beautiful. It's like a unique moment when the surrounding tree is all red, and there is one or two you can find is red in color. It's kind of made them stand out. Like if you see this picture, give me a while to tilt it back straight up. Like you guys see this picture, it's like the surrounding all nice thing is like everything is green, but only just this tree. It's like basically both the tree is the same. Left and right tree is the same tree, but only one is red and one is green. And it's so beautiful. No matter how I look at it, it's so beautiful. And some people might say that yeah, I'm not sure about other places in Japan. To be honest, I had no idea because I only stay in Kyoto, so I only see this in Kyoto. When I took this, I find it that this is only in case you guys want to know, I took this in the Kamogawa River. The Kamogawa River. Basically, Kamogawa River is basically mean Kamo is dark and Gawa is river, so basically it's dark river. In Japan we call it the dark river, D-U-C-K, alright, quack dark, okay, Kamogawa. And I stay very near to that river, and I understand from that it's like I find some of the trees just like sometimes when you walk down the whole river, you can find one or two trees. So basically, I'm not sure. So I take it that in like Posiman-san just mentioned, maybe in Saitama got a bit. I'm not sure about other places. Maybe I need to check online because I find it very weird, but I find it very, very, very nice because I like this type of maple leaf, and since this kind of maple leaf will find very hard to drop for quite a long while, so I guess it will be nice because normally when maple leaf reach a season, they will drop down, and so far normally the maple leaf will drop around 1-2 weeks. will start to drop down 1 2 week, and then 1 month later it will disappear. So far it had been 1 month and the leaf are still standing strong. I will just say the leaf are still standing strong, and I find it very very beautiful. Like if you take a close look out, like this whole tree is like, you can feel there is a little bit of greenish on this one. Yeah, definitely got a bit of greenish on this one, but I find it very very beautiful because it makes them stand out, makes them very very nice, and I like it, to be honest. And yeah, basically, like in case anyone asks, like I'm not sure about other places though, to be honest. Also, I think just in case you guys want to know, like sometimes sometimes I have to walk around in Kyoto, and this is one of the spots I have to always walk when I go to my part-time. If like anyone asks me where do I go to my part-time, one of the road I have to walk past is always around this area. Like one of the area that I have to walk is like, you know, some right now is okay. How I can't remember what's the correct Japanese term for it, but basically right now, like this season there is a lot of a bit of theories and basically a lot of students. In case you guys do not know, is that in Japan, a lot of school students have something what they call it a school trip. And the most popular place to have a kind of like a school field trip is Kyoto. So right now in like Kyoto right now there is a lot of students. You guys might not able to see this, but there is actually a bit of student on the background. It's just that when I take this there was no one, alright. Like basically when it's very very empty normally. Normally it's very very empty. But as for right now, it kind of depends on the date and time, and most of the time there is always a lot of either there is a lot of students, or there is sometimes there is like basically there is no one around. I'm not quite sure about others, but sometimes I just don't see much people, and basically that's. But other than that, I would just say that it's a very nice place. Like I have to walk past this street. I basically have to walk past this street just to go to my part-time, you know, guys. Like basically if I rotate this back and then take another photo. Yeah, basically like if you guys want to take a look, yeah, this is basically basically one of the road that you can one of the street that you can take a photo in Kyoto. And I think I saw some video indicating about Kyoto is like there are quite a few theories, and everyone is like, some people will be like, oh, Kyoto people love peace and quiet, and they prefer not to have too much customer. So far I had talked to quite a few people. I do not know which video content creator keeps on saying that or people commenting thinking that Kyoto people like peace. Actually, so far, maybe the first year when the coronavirus hit, yes, they did think about the peace and quiet for the first 2-3 months. But then again, when the business got hit very badly, they realized that the importance of the foreign theories. They understand that having much customer is much better than no customer. And even though right now even right now, if any they find with a few customer and they still work, it's just that in the restaurant that I used to work, when it's always busy throughout, no matter what the timing. It's like basically if I take this photo like 3 to 5 years ago, this street is full of people. But right now I can take a whole freaking a picture of this street in the broad daylight with no one in the street. That basically just telling you guys just how bad the situation in Kyoto is. It's like some people will say like, oh, right now Kyoto is like everyone love peace and quiet. Oh, for goodness sake, I stay in Kyoto for 5 freaking years. I had so I had been through the first the 2 years of coronavirus in Kyoto itself. I speak to many people. I even talk to some of the staff. Like sometimes you guys might not know is that I sometimes when I have the money for my part time or when whatsoever, I go and actually go to some of the shop to talk to them and tell them about talk to have a like chat with them, buy some of the stuff. Like if you guys sometimes see me taking a few items, but showing you guys a few items, basically I do go to those shops just to or even eat at those shops, and I even chat with them. Like normally in the past you don't have the time to chat with the store owner or the store employee, and right now it's like we can just chat as if there is no one around. Even there is someone around, it's like they are so free there is no one around. And in the past it's always full of customers in every shop, but right now it's like basically there is not much people around. It's really dangerous at the same time. I'm not sure about who think that Kyoto people love peace. Maybe they love peace when there is not doing like one or maybe when we during a few moments we do love the peace. But when there is like basically no one walking down the street, you guys can just see from the shop is like there is actually a few shops designed not to open. There is a few shops that is designed not to open. As well as there's actually a few stores that is actually shut down. In case you guys might not be aware, this shop next to me is actually not it's not that it's not opening today. It's basically they are gone already. Some of the shops in Kyoto already are gone. Goodbye. Sayonara. Mo inai da yo. Arimasen da yo. It's like basically there is no shop in most of the shop in Japan are shutting down due to coronavirus during the first 2 years. But the thing is that in Kyoto there is a few shops that actually just shut down quietly without anyone knowing, and the only thing you get to see is a notification on the shop itself indicating they were shut down. They just shut down without no one telling, and it's kind of sad. And even right now, if you go to Kyoto, you see a lot of shops. It's still full of shops. The thing is that a lot of shops shut down, change hand. Like basically, they just change hand. That's all. And I seen from a restaurant that a restaurant change became what they call to a second-hand shop, and I had seen a second-hand shop shut down and became a restaurant. I do not and street food. Like basically in the past there is no Korean food in not much Korean food in Sanjo Shijo area, but right now there is like 3 or 4 Korean restaurants. There is a like one of the in the Karawamachi, where basically just adjacent to the Teramachi area, and it's basically at the Sanjo Shijo area. And in case you guys want to know, Sanjo Shijo is basically the in Japan is basically 1 street, 2 street. Basically it's like 3rd street and the 4th street. And Sanjo Shijo in Kyoto is very popular because if you guys know about Teramachi Sanjo and Karawamachi Shijo or Gion Shijo, yeah, 3rd and the 4th street is basically where the central Kyoto city is full of a lot of shopping, and it's also where the Nishiki market, well known as the Kyoto kitchen, is located. It's in between these 2 streets, and basically, I don't have the photo on both on my phone. It's on my very old phone, my iPhone 7. I have the picture in my iPhone 7, but my iPhone 7 already dead, so don't ask me to show you guys. I only got iPhone 10 and iPhone 11, these 2 phones on my end. If I can restore some of the picture, I will definitely show you guys, but I can't show you guys those pictures. You want to A? Okay, go ahead and have an A. And also welcome back. The one thing is that I find it weird is that some of the place just shut down and without anyone knowing, and you guys might think that, oh, it just changed hand, the shop just changed the head. No, it doesn't just change hand directly that way. I have seen a few shop. It's like a few shops, right? They don't just shut the place down. They actually dismantle the whole building down. I have seen and I have seen quite a few building. It's like if you guys next time go and take a look, you some of the street. It's like why is the building doesn't look like why are some building look very new and some of the building look very old. I would just say that some of the building in Kyoto, Sanjo Shijo, is that they actually dismantled the whole freaking building down and rebuilt a new one. It's like I had no idea how they freaking rebuilt a building in 1 year, but if it's just like 2-3 story high building, maybe it's possible, but I find it weird. And the amount of money they have to invest into building a freaking building just to open a shop, I find it that is the one thing I find it very weird though. I do not know why the Japanese people decided to do this, but if they are fine with it, by all means they can go ahead with it. But I can just tell you guys that it just doesn't seem common in my end. I mean, like, it's probably because from what I know is that I thought they might reserve the building and just like maybe renovate the interior and then keep the building or something, but instead they just dismantle the whole freaking building and then build a new one instead. I had seen also a few buildings that got dismantled and then they just decided not to rebuild a new building and they just make it a path. That it was a pachinko, basically a slot machine place where they actually dismantled the whole building, the whole pachinko building, and instead of building a new building on it, they decided to, like, one of the road, they decided to rebuild a karaoke building. It was an L-shaped, the whole pachinko building was a L-shaped building. I had went in there before in the past and played a little bit, but the whole building got dismantled when the pachinko building business was not doing good, so they just dismantled the whole building. They rebuilt one part of the building they rebuilt a new one into a karaoke building, and I was like, okay, karaoke building, okay, if I want to sing I can go and sing. But the other half, the hotel bought it. It was linking to a hotel, and the hotel got actually, you can only walk by another way, but because of the hotel didn't like the other way route, so they actually bought that road itself. So basically right now is like there is one hotel when you have to like walk through that street and then you have to take another wrong road directly to the hotel, which is kind of weird, but it's also funny. It's like it's just a one road all the way in just to get into the hotel, because in the past it was brought by the pachinko building, which is kind of funny on my end, but it's like, wow, I didn't expect that a hotel would decide to buy that road, because it was a particular building was blocking the hotel in the past. There is no there is also a lot of building that got there was also a, what was the building again? Let me remember. I remember there was, oh yeah, I remember. There was one drugstore building. I remember it was a drugstore building at the time, at the T Junction area. Yeah, basically it was a T Junction area. In one of the in between Sanjo Shijo. That building, they dismantled it. They dismantled the building at that time. I remember it was on my 2nd or 3rd year in Japan. They dismantled the building. And they actually, what happened was that they rebuilt a new building, and it took quite a long while, because it was like I think it was 6 or 7 story high. And at that time, a lot of people didn't know what they are building, because even though it indicated a building, but there was no indication of which for who or for which shop. There was no indication until when it was near completion, and turned out it was Donkey Hong. In case anyone wants to know what is Donkey Hong in Japan, what it basically is the penguin shop. In Japan they call it Hong for short. I do not know why. Okay, don't ask me why. I only learned this from the Japanese, from the local Kyoto area people, right? Basically just call it Hong. The or in Singapore we call it the penguin shop. So basically it's a very cheap shop that you can find in, if you want to buy budget or cheap item in Japan. Donkey Kong is one of the shop that you can, because they offer a lot of price that is at one of the lowest. I wouldn't say the lowest of all, but because there are other shop that out lower them, like basically I out lower them based on the base price. But they are one of the shop that open from morning to late night. They even right now, like it's already 10 in Japan, they are still open. It's one of the shop that open all the way to midnight. And if you got like craving for like want to buy some Korean, and they also the shop that they have some of the import from other country. Like if anyone asks me where do I buy my Korean spicy noodle, yes, it's buy from them. Where did I buy their R18 curry? Yes, it was also from them. So that was one of the shop that I always get, and they also got a very funny hair gel name. I will show the picture next time, but I will just say it's a very funny gel name. And apparently it's for hair gel for guys, but I do not know why they call it they name it after a private part of a guy. So let's just stop it at that before YouTube could come and ban me off for saying something weird. But basically if you want anything that is at a very affordable price, Donkey Kong is definitely one of them. And yeah, there was also a few new building that was built and opened during the Corona. I think it was before the Corona breakthrough or during the Corona issue. Big Camera used to if I want to go to Big Camera, one of the electric store in Japan, I have to go all the way to Kyoto Station. Basically, it's a 3.3 kilometer walk there and then 3.3 kilometer walk back. Meaning to say that in case anyone asks me, what, so you can take the bus or take the subway? For goodness sake, it cost me 230 yen to go one trip there and then one trip back. So basically, I'm paying like 500 to 600 yen per trip. Alright guys, 500 to 600 yen per trip. In Singapore, in US, it'll be like $5-6, and then in Singapore it'll be like $7 to $8. Alright guys, based on the exchange rate. So it's like $7-8 just to go to Kyoto Station. Might as well I walked there and became healthier. And yes, I do walk all the way there. Took me around a few thousand steps. Actually, I think I reached 10,000 steps at that time. I because when I got my iPhone 11, or was it 10? It does the help. Basically, the help app in I think it was it does have the number. It recorded the number of steps when you walk. I do not know how they calculate, but basically it does show the amount of steps I walk. And yes, I did walk from my house 3.3 kilometers away all the way to Kyoto Station. I do have a bicycle, but the reason why I don't hardly use a bicycle and cycle all the way to Kyoto Station is that it depends on the day, on time, as well as based on the whether do I want to go to one of the place to park my bicycle. Because if I go to some place, you have to pay like $1-2 Singapore dollar just to park just for a parking for your bicycle. It's also free if you park like within like first 2 hours. It's like first 2 hours is free, but if subsequent you have to pay for it. Or some of the bicycle parking also offer like where you park for 1 hour free, 1 or 2 hour free if you purchase item from the shopping mall. Like example, if I go to Yotobashi, one of the biggest electrical shop in Japan. It's like if I go to Yodobashi, if I park my bicycle there, if I buy something, I think I got another hour free parking. So it's basically depend on the place and where you park and whatsoever. And I would just say that I don't really want to cycle because once you cycle all the way there, if you did, if I decided to take the train or subway back, then my bicycle will be there for the whole day, and then the price will accumulate. You know, it's like 1 hour you have to pay 200 yen. So if you forgot your bike for one whole night, it will accumulate all the way to like $20, $30, which is like crazy amount just to park one bicycle. So in the end I was like, yeah, I will cycle. Don't get me wrong, I do cycle all the way to Kyoto station at around this timing. Around this timing, around 11, 12 in the past before I even start podcasting. In the past, I always cycle. If anyone asks me how I became healthier in the past, how I exercise without doing Ring Fit, I always cycle. I always basically at this time late at night before I go and sleep, I cycle all the way around Kyoto City, or I will walk all the way around. I know it's definitely dangerous. Don't get me wrong. It depends. There are times when I'm very afraid of my life because of there was one time when I encountered a stagger or some sort of people who hold a knife and trying to stab people in the back or stab people in front, like not literally but basically really holding a freaking weapon and trying to kill people or stab people for fun. I had no idea it happened in Kyoto, and sometimes the police just it's like there are Kyoto police patrolling around trying to find them charged person. And to be honest, when I encountered that guy, I couldn't even take a photo of that guy properly. It's kind of bad, but I never even report this case in the first place. But anyway, welcome back, Vanessa. I mean, like, basically, I would just say that it's kind of scary, but other than that, Kyoto is still considered a pretty safe area. As long as you don't go to Kiyamachi. As long as you guys don't go to Kiyamachi, because Kiyamachi, I know there is if you go and go Google, people will be like, oh, there is no red light district in Kyoto. No, there is actually. Alright guys, there is actually red light district in Kyoto. It's just that you need to find it, and it's at Kiyamachi, and it's basically just when I tell you guys the Teramachi, there is the Karawamachi. One street just next to them, it's like they are all triple parallel to each other. It's right between the river at the Kamogawa and Teramachi area. So it basically is like Teramachi Street, and then Shingyokuku Street, and basically then there's the Karawamachi Street. And then there is the final street in between before you reach the Karawamachi, which is called the Kiyamachi Street. The Kiyamachi Street is the street where we call it the night street in Kyoto. So if in Singapore term, it's definitely what I would call it the Clarke Quay the Clarke Quay of Kyoto. Your brother brought a random streak. Before I continue my story, Vanessa, just in case you need to know, Hanzo is basically a shinobu name. I would just say that Hanzo is basically based on one of the shinobu in Japanese history from what I know. So maybe that's the reason why he's like an ambu. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? The Clarke Quay of Kyoto. Basically, just for everyone who from Singapore, I would just refer that the place that I stay, right, is basically City Hall, come Clarke Quay, come Orchard Road, come Bugis together. Alright guys, basically Teramachi Sanjo, Karawamachi Shijo, Ion Shijo, as well as Kiyamachi. It's basically like Clarke Quay, City Hall, Orchard Road and I don't think I can say rifle place. No, actually I can say it's right. There is also rifle. Okay, basically, if you take another street down, yup, then there's you can say yup, it's something like rifle place because it's where all the working building are. So basically, yes, you can. I think you can say it's like also you can add rifle place to it. So it's like, from where I'm staying, in yup, somewhere near this area. And it's always very crazy when during my first 3 years before the corona breakout. When the corona didn't break out, yeah, it was actually very crazy. It always full of tourists. It's always full of Japanese people. And each shop is always crowded. And any restaurant, including the restaurant that I used to, the restaurants that I work part time in, all of them are always full at all time. There is no break time at all. Like the current one that I'm working in the past when I worked there, it's always customer from the morning all the way to night time. Right now it's just only basically afternoon timing and maybe occasionally night time. But at that time, it was so crazy that even when it's 8 p.m. or 4 p.m., there is still customer coming into the restaurant just to eat. And the number of dishes I have to wash is like non-stop. But right now it's like around 3 or 4 when there is no one around. Basically, basically when I finish the whole dishes on my end, all the basic, and then around they will tell me, oh, Ami-san, it's already. I think you can go off at 4. If there is more dishes, then around 5. If there is not much dishes, around 2 or 3, I'll be gone already. Yeah, basically around that timing. And I mean, like sometimes it was so busy to the point that even the chef and us don't have the time to eat, and it only happened during the worst one would be during the autumn period and the sakura season. I think it wasn't in. I didn't told this in YouTube because I didn't have my laptop at that time. I told this in reality before. It was really crazy a lot. I mean, like basically it was full of customer. Basically for the first time when corona when it was during the corona, it was still last year. It happened last year. It was still corona shutdown, but it was the first time when the Prime Minister of Japan at that time decided to like just open up and tell everyone that everyone should travel, everyone should go around, and everyone was like having vaccinated for once, and they were like, yeah, I think I can go and travel for some vacation or whatsoever. And yeah, for some reason I find it weird, like you guys might not find it weird, but it's not like in Japan when they say like open up, they just like, oh, they will still wear masks, they will social distancing. They don't do that, alright? It's like when they say open, everyone just crowded together. Like there is no 1 meter, there is no 2 meter, there is no 3 meter distancing from each other, alright? It's basically everyone crowded, squeezing the packed like sardine, and walk the street that I just showed you guys. Basically, it was very packed at that time when everyone decided to go to Kiyomizu Terra just to take a photo of the maple leaf. It was really crowded that I don't even dare to go in to take a photo of it. And to be honest, it's really crazy. A lot of people there. I don't even know how to comment on it at that time though. And even if I comment on it, I was working part-time in one of the restaurant nearby, near to the temple, and it was really crazy because for the first time the restaurant was like the boss was like, oh, there was a lot of customer, and the Kiyomizu Terra, basically the Kiyomizu temple, to indicate to everyone that you open during all the way to night time, so that people can take the photo of the maple leaf in the morning, afternoon, and at night time. Most people decide to go at night time because they want to take a nice red leaf scenery at night time. So it opened all the way to 9 p.m. The restaurant didn't indicate a last order at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. They freaking put a last order at 9:30 p.m. So basically, there are some people who, after taking everything and they didn't go after the temple is closed down, they will just decide to go to the restaurant to eat. And because of that, I have to wash dishes sometimes for 9 or 10 hours non-stop. Even if I take a break, right, it's not like I got the time to eat 1 hour, you know. Basically, I have to eat my meal like in 15 minutes and then come back and wash dishes again. And my hand at that time, I can remember it was the skin turned out so bad for the whole month that on December, when I do not have a shift, basically they didn't ask me to go back during the December March, too much for shift. It's like basically I took that time to rest my hand because my hand was so, the skin of my hand was turned out so bad to the point that it was really that I don't even dare to comment and tell everyone how bad my hand was. I couldn't even do anything to my hand other than using medication on the skin and rub my hand every time. The good thing was I earned enough money at that after when I got my salary, I was like, I should have enough money to maybe buy a PS5. At that time, I was thinking I should buy a PS5. I wasn't expecting myself to earn enough money, because I forgot the timing that I work per day. I have just for safety reasons, I won't tell you guys how long I worked for that few weeks. It was it was crazy. It was madness to the point that from 12 p.m. I have to wash dishes all the way to 11 sometime, and it's really crazy. And it's just crazy. And there are times when I told them that I have to stop at around 4 or 5, and yet it's really crazy. Anyway, the number of dishes I have to the number of customers coming in, and there was only me and another girl, Indonesian girl, who both of us, and always the always funny thing is that even when we try to recruit new part-timer, they tend to give us more problem more than they try to reduce our work. And even when there is like 5 people doing the dishes, only me and the Indonesian girl, both of us doing the whole thing. Like the 3 other guys is like, I had no idea what they are doing. And we have to slowly teach them, tell them what they need to do. And right now, one of them stay and he's still doing alright, so it's good. The other guy really, I seriously, a Chinese guy some more. I do not know where his pride came from. I do not know where his understanding of Chinese is how bad, even though he's a Chinese. When I explain in Chinese, like simplified, understandable Chinese, he's like, huh? I even show him what he need to do. He's still like keep on making the same mistake and again and again and again. To the point that manager just keep on telling me that これはダメだね. When like you guys might not know, it's like ダメ, right? It's like that doesn't mean no in Japan only. If you say その人はダメですよね, basically mean it's a ダメ can mean useless. So you guys need to be very careful. When a Japanese person call another person, この方 or その人、彼女がダメですよね. It means that the person is useless. You do not want to get ダメ, alright guys? Because when you get ダメ, either you get クビ, which means you get fired, or everyone will go against you. So that is the last thing you want. You do not want to get the damage treatment, alright guys. And so far I know that some people will be like saying that not all Japanese are kind to foreigner. Yes and no. It depends on which Japanese people you come across. I had come across a few Japanese people who doesn't like foreigner, but so far I interact a few of them. They did indicate. I have to very very specifically tell them I'm not from China. When I say I'm not from China, for some reason they are very kind to me. I will just say it that way. I will not. It's just that some Pacific people in Japan told me they do not like Chinese people. It's not because they hate all Chinese. Some of them told me it's because of the political issue. Some of them told me it's because of the Chinese theory at the time. So when the coronavirus hit, most of them were very grateful because it mean to them, like I say, it was a peace and quiet. Yes, there are some people who indicate that yes, Kyoto people like peace and quiet, but at the same time I mentioned it took them a few months to understand the importance of Chinese theories, and they do want theories now. They want customer to be asset. They want customer, but at the same time, it's just that they don't wish to have rowdy theories customer. That's what they hate. So when I understand from their view, it's like a lot of people think that Kyoto people hate foreigner. No, they only hate people who is ill manners, irresponsible, and trying to make a scene. Those type of people, and most of them always come from the Chinese tourists who always don't understand Japanese language, and then they always tend to give a lot of problem because of language barrier, or most of them are very rowdy people. So it's really really hard to indicate on them. But if you are kind and understandable and you are not that rowdy, the Japanese people will just say they welcome you. And so far, I will just say that some of the place, there are definitely a few racist Japanese people. I will just say it that way, but it's on the minority, alright. It's very very minority, because most of the people I come across are really friendly and nice. It's just that I don't understand why. It's just that if you guys come across video, right, saying that people say the Kyoto people are very no whatsoever, bullshit lah you. Just stop. It's like I have stayed in Kyoto for 5 years. I have come across, definitely yes, there is such people, but not every people is that have that kind of thinking. And so far, most of the people I come across are very kind though. Even when I tell them, even when they know that I'm a foreigner, when I tell them where I come from, they are like, "Ooh, welcome." But I was like, "Oh, I already stay in Japan I already stay in Kyoto for a few years already, you know." It's like I never say this in Japan. They can definitely hear from my accent. It's like I'm not a Japanese person. When I open my mouth, they understand I'm not a Japanese person. But they know that I speak quite I can speak their language. They also how to say it? They know that I'm being respectful, and also I know some of that in Japan there is also some of the formal form, like normally when you say like the casual form and the formal form. If you know the polite form, if you reply anything in polite form, like they will be grateful for it, and they will just close an eye over whether you are rude or not. It's like the funny thing is like even Kyoto, not just Kyoto people, any Japanese people I come across, there are some people who just don't even, some rude Japanese people. It's like basically those oji-san or oba-san that is like one or two only that is decided to be very very in a very very bad mood. Even when it's like you can just say kudasai. It's like most of the time it's like if you need a plastic bag, you can say, you can ask hitotsu pukuro ga hitotsu 1枚 kudasai. if you want to say in very nice way, you can if they ask you Pukuro ga hijou desu ka? Ah, 1枚お願いします. Or you can say 1枚ください. It's like they will just give it to you. Or for some place right now, because in Japan they decided to charge one plastic bag or paper bag for now. Like basically they're charging you. They are charging you to. I know in Singapore they are doing that already, but in Japan they only started this like last year July. I think it was around July. They charged it. But even if I say that way, there are some place they still freaking give you the freaking plastic bag even when you don't need it. And most of the time I have to tell them, daijoubu desu. The funny thing is that if anyone come to Japan and if they ask you like Pukuro ka hijou desu ka, the most simple way would say iranai, which most Japanese people will say. But I think it was like when I discussed on a forum one time with most Japanese people, and we all agree that iranai nanka chotto shitsurei da na. It's like sound very rude. It sounds very rude for some reason. So I think it was like I just say that I tend to use the word daijoubu. And when I say daijoubu, I know in Japan normally it's like it's mean like when you fell down, people ask you daijoubu, you say daijoubu. It's like I'm fine, I'm fine. But after I think like instead of saying like iranai, hitsuyonai, it's like at later timing I feel like it doesn't seem right. So I think I was like, when they asked me, I said, daijoubu desu, daijoubu desu. How's your day? I mean, it's like I find it like if anyone in Japan, if you come across anyone and they ask you, Pukuro ka hijou desu ka? It's like they ask you, do you need plastic bag? If you reply daijoubu desu, basically you don't need it. If you need it, you can just say onegai shimasu. To them, they are happy to even serve you for saying that, you know. It's like you don't really need to say, huh? And then Google Translate. 今配信してるの?今配信してるよ. Also, actually, do you think I should eat some spicy noodle right now? I think I should show you. Should I eat some spicy noodle? Like seriously, I kind of not sure should I drink my meal replacement shake. I got this meal replacement drink like 2 days ago, and in case basically what happened is that my weight have been staying the same at 80 something for I know you guys know I've been doing 80 days of exercise, right? I've been exercising for 80 freaking days. My weight doesn't change for some reason, and I feel very, very frustrated, you know, guys. So basically I went and get the meal replacement drink, and I was told that if I replace my meal with drinks, I should slim down faster, and I really want to slim down, like reduce my weight to less than 80 like freaking fast. But at the moment right now, I got my part-time, so I can't really drink that. Like I wouldn't have energy to work, so I have to eat something. Unless I don't eat too much, then maybe yes, no, I don't know. Okay, basically すみません、助けてください。何ですか？キラちゃん、何か助けが必要ですか？Kira-chan, what do you need help? I mean like, what was I talking about? The plastic bag and then noodle. Yeah, my topic is getting haywire. I was drinking water just to cool down myself. Yeah, I think I should show you guys the water jar next time. The water filter that I get. 誰もいないの? Akasan iluyo. YouTube no. I mean, like, in case you guys want to know, like, in Japan, I mean, like, if you guys know some of the even simplest Japanese words, they will be, most of Japanese people will be like, they will think that you are Japanese people, even if you don't speak very well. I think I never taught this on YouTube or not, I'm not sure. But basically what happened was that when I first came to Kyoto, even though I got N5 Japanese at the time, I thought I know a lot of simple Japanese that I can speak in. The one thing I find it very frustrating is that after coming to Kyoto, I thought that, oh, I got N5, I got N5 Japanese, I got understanding of some basic Japanese, I should be fine. First day come to Kyoto, I was like, oh dear. First thing in my mind is like, oh dear. Like seriously, you guys had no idea how frustrating it was for my first year in Kyoto. And you'll be back. Also, by the way, can you go and can you decide what Ami Papa should eat? So actually more like, so I not eat spicy noodle now. It's also pretty late though. It's gonna be 11. It's already 10:30 already, for goodness sake. Yeah, it's so pretty late, kana. Nanika. Like basically, I'm not choosing either the yakisoba or tantan men. But basically, both are still spicy though. Both are still spicy though. Yeah, you can find the picture that I'm showing on YouTube right now though. Gela-chan. I think you guys just go to my YouTube right now and you can see it. 少し待ってね。はい。I mean, where was I again? Yeah, I feel like I'm getting older and older. Like an OGG. Keep on forgetting what I'm saying. Like seriously. I think that I feel like if I think, is there any test that can tell me what's my age based on my memory? I feel like sometimes when I feel like my mental age is very old though. I don't know. If there is a test that can test how old I am, I feel like I'll be like in a very old age though for some reason. It's like something I can't remember every single thing. Imagine if I take a test and they tell me that I'm actually 90 years old. I'll be like, there will definitely be one person will forever call me Gigi, the old Gigi, and I'll be like, even when someone call me Koko or Oni-san or Papa, and then there will be definitely one person, everyone will see on my age 90 years, mental age 90 years, will be like, oh, definitely an old man, the OGG. Yeah, definitely Ami-san is the OGG. And I'll be like, oh dear. I mean, like, when I take the purity test, and what was the test again? The purity test, I got a 92 score out of 100, just to show how pure and innocent I am. And then there was another test, that the family and the masculinity test, to just to check out, am I more on a guy or am I a feminist? I don't understand why am I considered a feminist when I'm a freaking guy. I don't think I got it. I think I did the test and it was on my Twitter and I was like, huh? When I took the test and the test just say that you are more feminist than a guy, and I was like, huh? Like, what kind of test that I take? Like, most of the guys that I come across, they take the test, they show that they are more they got the guy, it's like the masculinity is like, most of them are 100. Mine is not even 100, and I was like, Huh? What's the difference? The noodles. The left side is the yakisoba. The right side is tantan man, the Chinese tantan noodle. The one thing is that I had eaten the one on the left before. It's definitely spicy. It's just basically yakisoba and then you add chili powder on it. And I'll be eating the chili powder a lot more. As for the right side, I don't think I eat that before. I might have eaten it once, I might have forgotten it. And it got level 1 to 5 level. Basically, I can choose the level of the spiciness if I want to adjust all the way. The level of spiciness, ka. Both are still spicy. I think that it should be on the same level though. The only thing is that whether if I eat it right now, because if I eat it right now, more like I wonder how spicy it will be though. Oh, I think I can assure you guys that I had survived. I think I survived the left side before. The left side is definitely I ate before. I decided to buy the game because I was like, yeah, it's tasty. Oh point, oh dear. I just realized what Kirajang is referring to. And Katley, I know you're laughing because of the seriously. You know what? You guys choose yakisoba or tantan man. Which one should I? Kira-chan. Which noodle do you want Ame Papa to eat? The yakisoba. Do you want me to eat right now or do you want me not to eat tonight? I mean, even if I don't eat tonight, I'll probably just drink some milk instead. Maybe I should eat drink milk instead. I don't know. Tomorrow, the only thing is that technically tomorrow I do not have part-time. Okay, I almost forgot about one last thing. Tomorrow technically I should not have part-time, but today when I went to my part-time today, I got told by my boss that he might need me tomorrow. And I was like, huh? My mind was like, huh? My manager told me that tomorrow might do not need me, so I was like, but I can't say no to my boss. Like seriously, I can't say no. Basically, he's the freaking boss. I can't say no, and he is very nice to me. So let's just say that we don't try to take advantage too much. And he was like, "Can I go tomorrow?" I was like, it's like. It's like basically I'm not quite sure there is the customer tomorrow or not. Like today there is, and he also said yeah today initially I thought there is not much customer because in Sanjo Shijo, it's basically most of the shops are closed. When I went to part time today, most of the shops are closed. You know, like basically shops that are open, they rest on Wednesday. Today when the boss was wondering why is there a lot of customer today, and I was like I don't understand why, but I was like a lot of shop is not even open today. I said it's like basically most of the store are a rest day on Wednesday, and the boss was like oh yeah. Definitely resting today, and wonder is that the reason why most of the customers come to the restaurant today. And tomorrow, he was like he's worried that tomorrow whether do I need to go do I need to go and help out or not because he's not sure about tomorrow the amount of customers tomorrow. So I was like how about tomorrow I give you a call a bit earlier and then you decide whether do I need to go. So tomorrow, even though I think I place that I'll be doing the Monster Hunter Rise in the afternoon, if I have to go for my part-time, sorry guys, I might not be able to do the tomorrow stream even though I put my schedule out. It's like my boss, it's like my real life commitment I have to do first. And in case you guys need to know, I'm mean, I'm getting a little bit of earning from my part time, so the money I will just keep it so that I can buy a new game, you know. Unless I need to use the money to buy other stuff. Yeah. Anyway, why is I feel like you guys are not telling me not to eat what kind of spicy noodle. So if I don't see any reply, I guess I won't be eating the spicy noodle tonight. Maybe I should drink milk then. Milk for my body. Drink milk. And then I'll be drinking milk non-stop. And I'll be like, Mason, drink some milk. You need to drink milk. Milk is good for your body. I almost forgot about the milk. Yeah, I took a photo. I forgot to send. I think I forgot to take a photo of the amount of milk I drink throughout the freaking few weeks though. Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. I forgot to take it. I was just kidding. Can I take a photo now? I feel like that is a mess though. I feel like I need to basically, in case you guys want to know, I place all my milk carton next to in between my trash. There is a kind of like a trash bin drawer where I place my recycle one, like basically a drawer for the plastic trash, a drawer for the paper trash, and a drawer for plastic bottle or metal can trash. So basically, I got one drawer, one kind of drawer looking thing that I can place my recycled trash, and then then the side is the detergent, and then all the detergent for cleaning also, and then there is the washing machine. I've been drinking a lot of milk and fruit juice, and I place it in with all the carton in between, so it's really messy. So I think I will take a photo next time when I take all the trash, take all the paper carton out to cut it into flat, cut it out and then place it, because I have not normally in Japan when we drink a carton of like one carton of milk or whatever, when you need to throw it, you can either throw it in the burnable trash, which is not wrong. You can throw it in the burnable trash, it's not wrong, or you can just cut it into flat and give it to the paper recycle. Oh dear. Yeah, this is basically my eye in real life telling Kira-chan when she give me 10 eye mask right now. Not done. Kira-chan, you want Ami Papa to do a lot of exercise, is it? I feel like one day I have to do one whole day of exercise now then. 8,000. Wait, let me take a look. 8,800 points. How many exercise I have to do next week? 8800 second in minutes. Two hours and 30 minutes. Oh. Yeah. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Actually, I don't mind if you guys. You know what? Even if you are done, I don't mind you guys keep it. I would just say that I will choose one day. Even if you guys give it, I will choose one day based on the time. Even if I have to do 5-hour exercise or 6-hour exercise, I will just choose one day, and that whole day I'll be doing ring fit. For the whole day, I will just do ring fit. Yeah, basically, I will make sure that whole day I'm just doing ring fit, and I will make sure you guys will be watching it. I will make sure you guys come and watch it because it's something that you guys want. I feel like let's just say that maybe Papa, when you're done streaming on YouTube. Yeah, I think I should end my streaming on YouTube now then. I feel like my topic is getting haywire now though. Yeah, I think I talked most of the stuff I wanted to talk though. I thought I was going to eat this spicy noodle, but I don't see any comment about wanting me to eat spicy noodles, so I guess I'll leave this for next time. I'll eat this spicy noodle next time then. And also, it's already 1 hour and 30 minutes of talk. So I'll end my stream on YouTube. I already told you guys. Oh, by the way, Kira-chan, did I show you the maple tree? I think I'll end my. Give me a while. Okay. Okay, everyone. I think I will just stop my stream for now. It's already 1 hour and 30 minutes on my end. So I guess that I wanted to talk a little bit more, but I don't think I want to get my topic way haywire. And I was thinking of doing a short one, not a long one. If I do a long one, it will be definitely a 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour talk, and you guys will be like listening to an old man talking. Okay, definitely I don't think you guys want to hear me talk that much. I think unless you guys next time comment on it, then maybe I will consider. But let's just stop it for now. I'll leave some of the topic to other time. Tomorrow, day 81 of exercise, I will do the usual exercise. Since I do not know whether I initially want to do endurance, but since I do not know whether I need to go for my part-time or not, so I'll do the usual exercise tomorrow. And then for the afternoon, I was going to do Monster Hunter Rise, but if I have to go for my part-time, it will change to nighttime broadcast. So I will have to apologize in advance if I have to go for my part-time, unless you guys pray that I don't need to go. So unless tomorrow, let's just see how it goes tomorrow anyway. If it doesn't, then I will do the podcast accordingly. So that's it for now. We'll talk again at the next stream. See you guys. So for everyone watching this in the morning, have a good day, and everyone watching this at night time, have a good night rest. I will talk a little bit more on reality, and then I will call it a day since I might have to go and sleep early tonight again. So we'll talk. Bye.